Okay, now it's going right. Totally screwed the first one up. I am so not technically inclined anymore. I feel like my mother, when I was like in my 20s, and my mother, I just thought, oh my God, how dumb are you, You don't even know how to send an email. It's been a while since I made a video, and I guess I've got some good news, and that's, I finally went to the methadone clinic and got back on methadone. It was like my last option. I couldn't get on Suboxone. I couldn't do it, couldn't get past it, the sick, and I did this just in time right now, and once again, my legs look like elephant legs, and I've got this problem here. I'm gonna go to the hospital. Everybody's bugging me. And the swelling, let me see, I'll show you, the swelling is just horrible. It's scary. And, okay, let's see. Oh my God, look at that. That's where my sock was. And my legs are like half the size of what they are right now. And this one's really bad. This one's horrible. Hold on. Let's see. I mean, they're so freaking swelled up, I can't bend my ankles. And when I go to the hospital, they, honest to God, they treat me, especially at, what? No. Something to drink? I want something to drink, though. Specifically, 2 of the hospitals here. Something to drink? They treat me horribly, not just me, they treat a lot of people terrible. I would go in there legitimately with some pain, and I remember I had been clean for a minute, and the doctor and I told the doctor there that at the emergency room, and they had been trying to get an IV in my arm and couldn't do it. And when this certain doctor comes back and he sees a mark on my arm, and he says, "I thought you were clean, had been clean." I'm like, yeah, that's the poke marks from where your phlebotomists were trying to IV me. They just straight up treat you like a drug addict, a dope fiend, and it's like I'm not even being there, so I'm not even trying to get any kind of opiate. Because honestly, when you have pain, the best fucking thing for pain is ibuprofen. It really is. Better than heroin, better than frickin' Oxycontin. Straight up frickin' ibuprofen. Especially for like back pain, stuff like that. Tooth pain. Tylenol too also works good. Best thing I've ever found for pain. Honestly, I don't think these strong opiates really do much for pain at all. I really don't. I remember back in the day when I would take Vicodin and they would help a toothache. That's about the extent of it all. They do nothing for my degenerative disc disease or the horrid pain that I feel in my neck and shoulder, where my shoulder was broke. And you can't see it right now, but it was broke completely in half. It was about an inch apart from the other bone, and that's one time they didn't treat me really bad. They really tried to IV me and give me fentanyl because obviously they said it was the worst break that they'd ever seen. And it was crazy because I was just horsing around with a friend and he pushed me, not even hard, and just broke it in half. Crazy. I didn't feel any pain at first. Kind of like when I had that car accident and broke my neck, I flipped 3 times, The first time I watched everything go slow motion upside down. The other 2 times I was knocked out, I guess. And when I woke up, the car was on the hood, and I had a cracked pelvis and a broken neck and, a fractured neck, and I had to climb in the back, and I kicked the back window out and had to with a cracked pelvis and had to walk up a hill and everything. And I was walking down the street and some guy stopped and I said I just wanted him to call my mom. And I can't remember. I think the cops came. I don't know, but surprising I didn't get it for fucking driving under the influence. But I don't have much memory of that. I just told her I didn't want to go to the hospital. I just wanted to go home and lay down, and that's what I did. And woke up a few hours later, and I was in dire pain. Went to the hospital. Yeah, I remember laying there, and they IV'd me, and they were giving me morphine. And I remember my mom. I was just opening my mouth, and she's shoving the freaking Girl Scout cookies one after another into my mouth because some opiates make you hungry sometimes. And I was just, and she'd shove another Girl Scout cookie in my mouth, and then I'd yell, I need more morphine. And that nurse or whatever, she's like, what, do you just want to be so messed up you can't even walk? And I was like, yes. And I think that day, no, that wasn't that day. A day that I overdosed, my mom actually came to the hospital. Believe it or not, something she don't usually do, but I remember she wasn't happy, and after she was taking me to her house, and she needed to stop at the grocery store, and she told me to stay in the car. I was still totally fucked up, even after them Narcaning me and everything. I was so wasted still, and I went in the store anyway, and she said she looked over, and there I was passed out, bent over in the frozen fish bin, and she just left me there, went to the car, and I don't know how long I laid there in the fish bin, but I finally made it to the car, and she said I then proceeded to pull 2 big salmon steaks out of my sleeves, one out of each sleeve. Yeah, I don't even like salmon. Yeah, fun times, good times. So, anyway, as I was saying, I'm on methadone now. I actually went yesterday. Yesterday I went all day with no fentanyl, no heroin, no opiate. First time, and I couldn't tell you how long that I actually went an entire day and night without any opiates. I'm on 80 milligrams of methadone. Problem, I can still get high off that other shit. And if it was straight heroin, I wouldn't be able to. When I was on methadone before, when it was straight heroin, I stopped feeling everything at 60 milligrams. I'm at 80 now, and I can still get high on this shit. So there's still a desire there to want to do that, but I got to get past that. And like I said, I went all yesterday without it, and I didn't panic. I didn't have anxiety. I will work on the cocaine after I get better with the opiate. I don't really want to try to overload myself, I have cut back on the cocaine. Since I was doing like an 8-ball a day, I have cut myself back because I happen to be getting low on money and I'm getting scared. I've always managed to hustle and make things happen, but I'm tired. I'm tired of hustling. I'm tired of all of it. Jail and criminal behavior and, and I'm at a loss for what to do with myself. I'll talk more about that later because I'm running out of time on this. It actually gives me 10 minutes. And maybe I shouldn't talk for more than that because it probably gets boring for people. Because I don't know how, but I managed to be able to run my mouth consistently for a very long time and still come up with content to talk about. And I don't know if it's interesting or not, but I guess we'll find out. My friend is in the kitchen making me something, I don't know what. And my kitty cat wants me to go lay down in bed with her. And I do have a lot of things I want to talk about on here. I don't feel good right now. It might be that abscess on my leg, I don't know, but hopefully I'll make it another day. I'm going to try to start posting more often, and hopefully all the people that were there are still there. I appreciate everyone, and I want to try to answer as many people as I can. I do try. I do read them all.